What up, y'all? It's your boy, Night 2727, and this is my review for Thor God of Thunder for the 3DS. Sorry. So pretty much, Thor God of Thunder, bam, right here, landed late from Sega on the 3DS. Now they also are behind Captain America. Now both of these games are already out in consoles, but they're being released late on the 3DS. Now because of this, they're so late, they're dropping the price down to $30 a piece. That means you can get a brand new action adventure game for only $30, which isn't bad at all. But here's the thing. Now in my previous videos, I was saying that it was very important how these superhero games came out, because we have Thor God of Thunder, Captain America Super Soldier, and we had Spider-Man at the time. Now on the DS, there have always been 2D side scrollers. Look at Green Lantern. Green Lantern is the reason why I was so worried about how these games would do. Green Lantern, even on the 3DS, was a 2D side scroller along with the DS, which was pretty pointless, but I'm thinking, like, we don't want that for the 3DS. We want things to be like a 3D environment, more closer to like the Wii versions. So with Thor, you know, you have Thor, Captain America, and Spider-Man at the time, all on the original DS as 2D side scrollers. But on the 3DS, these games all are in 3D world environments similar to the Wii versions, which is a very good sign for the 3DS. That's what I was worried about, but we're in the clear for that. So what I'm going to be doing is, right now I'm going to review Thor, and then I believe today I believe Captain America comes out for the 3DS, so I'm going to be reviewing that this weekend when I pick it up, and then I'm going to do a compare video, which one's better, because they're both from Sega, they're both superhero games, and they're both $30. So you're probably going to buy one of them, so which one's the better choice? I'm going to try to help you out with that and do a video on that, most likely before next week. So alright, so let's get on with Thor. You know me, I'm going to break it down into four categories. Ooh, didn't have my coffee this morning, I'm sorry. We're going to be breaking down into graphics, gameplay, sound, and replay value, and my scoring system. Each of those four categories can get a maximum of 10 points, so the highest possible score on my reviews you can get is a 40 points, which is a A. Alright, let's get cracking. Let's get into it with the graphics. Now we can do graphics and gameplay in one shot. Graphics. Seeing that scene brought a smile to my face when I first put the game in. You know, thinking that this game was going to look horrid, it actually looks semi-okay. It feels like a rushed PSP game, the original PSP. Just looking at Thor, you don't really have too much camera control like I did in Spider-Man to get like a real close-up on him, but he looks very similar to the Wii version. Environments are very bland, but the game does pick up graphic-wise later on in the game. When you see these first levels, they're nothing compared to what you see later on.
Call yourselves warriors? Pathetic. You two have come for what is rightfully ours, and for your heads, Iceborne, advance!
Now, this is part of the gameplay. I mean, you see good in-game cutscenes, voice acting. Their mouths actually move with the words, so the gameplay is actually pretty good. I mean, graphics, it doesn't look horrible. It's a 3D beat 'em up, 3D environment. It could have been a hell of a lot worse. Mainly, you're just button mashing the whole time. You do have some different combos that you can do. There also are flying levels where you just use the analog stick and, you know, press the melee button to shoot your hammer. This game suffers from a lot of bugs, which really brings the gameplay value down. It's just that in some of the later levels, you think you can be doing so good, and then one moment you fall through solid floor like I'm standing on, and you die because of that.
Personally, I don't think I ever died in this game by being beat to death. It's just I fall off of a platform or fall straight through solid ground, or even get stuck next to a statue. Really brings the score down. It's definitely not getting a perfect 10 in that department. What's good about this game is that the touchscreen is making a good use. Quick buttons you can press, and like now I just powered up my hammer. Now my hammer's on fire. There's a good upgrade system. You can upgrade the stuff that you want, and you can keep going back and getting more stuff.
The whole city is under attack.
They also have power-ups that you can find, which gives it a little more replay value, that you actually have to search for some of these things. So, I mean, the graphics aren't terrible when you first start out, knowing that later in the game, with some of the bosses, that it actually improves a lot. I have to give it a solid 7 out of 10 for graphics. Now, gameplay. It's pretty fun. This was being like maybe one of the first action-adventure games like this on the 3DS. Before Spider-Man came out and completely crushed this, but it was still good for that brief period of time. For those 4 hours when this was out, this was amazing. Your gameplay pretty much plays like your standard beat 'em up. You have quick combos. I have my quick combos. Okay, I don't know. You have your heavier hits, which I can knock them in the air. And if I tap the weak button again, the Y button, I can continue the combo. And now when I'm up, I can hit a slam finisher by holding the powerful hit button, the X button. The combos are very well, the animations are, I wouldn't say that smooth, but the hit detection, a lot of the time, you're missing the guy. So, I mean, if you can get past that, a lot of your attacks are being not even registered, you're falling through the ground. If you can get past that, then Thor is probably for you. I mean, this is probably a game that a kid could be happy with and not realize all the bugs. It's not terrible, but it's not great. You have your dash button, you can jump. It's just, you can actually throw the hammer, you can block, parry. It's not that bad, but because of all the bugs, I'm going to have to give it a 6 out of 10 for the gameplay. If it wasn't for the bugs and the poor hit detection, this could have got something better. So, there you have it. Graphics will receive a better score than the gameplay, which is very sad. And the sound department for Thor God of Thunder isn't completely bad. For its DS counterpart, pretty much no voice acting at all. You had to just read text. And if you have some kind of voice acting, you have to get some kind of credit. I mean, even in the in-game cutscenes, their lips even move with the words. So I have to give the sound, pretty good. I mean, I noticed a change in the sound when you're, ice level, and you're regular level, that you're not hearing the same effects. So it's, they put some time into the sound at least, and it should get a pretty decent score. When you first start the game, it has like a narrative, and they're talking, explaining like what's going on, which is very good. Just the voice acting seems a little dry. It's not as good as like Spider-Man: Edge of Time. How you really feel like the sense of these Spider-Man. It's kind of like movie quality acting. They're arguing back and forth with each other, making wisecracks. Really getting you to like these characters. Thor's a little dry, so I can't really give it a perfect score in that area. But take a listen.
Asgard, proud and gleaming jewel of the 9 worlds. The Asgardians have, since the All-Father opened his wizened eye, stood defiant against the wrath of their many enemies. The wrath is a sword easily shattered, and these foes have thus far been unsuccessful. Perhaps they have to be a cunning plan, full of guile. And it would have to consider, of course, the All-Father. Mighty Odin, ruler of Asgard. If he were to fall, then all the 9 worlds would slip into chaos. But he is well protected. Someone would have to open the mighty gates of Asgard along the Rainbow Bridge. And the plan would need some way to neutralize.
So, you see it's kind of dry, but, I mean, it's good, it's there, they stay true to character, you know, they're not going to be, you know, goofy 1 minute, serious the next. It really stays true to character. It's just a little dry, but it's there, it's good. So, I'm going to give it an 8. 8 out of 10 for sound. Alright, so let's talk about replay value. Now, after you beat Thor, well, Thor is very disappointing in game length. It's only about, 4 hours, if even that. You can always do your upgrades. Constantly upgrade your character. You know, after you beat it, make sure you get every little thing if you're a perfectionist like that. That could give you a little bit more time. More power-ups. You know, your melees do more damage. Your magic takes less, magic. You have about 4 difficulties. They're all easy pretty much. Which makes this game, saves it in replay value because of being so short. You have some alternate costumes. You have regular Thor, you have some I didn't unlock yet. You have Ultimate Thor, Destroyer Thor. This extends the replay value. Now if it was a 2D side scroll, it wouldn't really matter, but it's a 3D game. You can get a good look at the costumes, and the costumes look good. So that saves the replay value. When you go to the world tree, you pretty much can do a level select. You can look at concept art, and you have the Avengers. You get to watch a cartoon on your 3DS. No, it's not in 3D. Nothing. But just the fact that they didn't, like a whole cartoon you can watch saves the replay value a little bit. Maybe you want to watch the cartoon, you're in a car ride, because Nintendo Video doesn't give you anything long. Well, this could help out. So, Thor gets some points in this department. Being very short, 4 hours, very disappointing. But tons of upgrades, you have cartoon. Even though the game isn't that fun to play because of the bugs, it still can score a semi-decent score in the replay value. So
Thor, God of Thunder, will get a 7 out of 10. Alright, so let's do a quick overview for Thor, God of Thunder for the 3DS. So pretty much it didn't do that bad. My original score, I was going to give it, like a grade lower, but I decided, to really look at it over again, and I gave it like an extra point, which boosted it up a bit. So pretty much for the graphics department, Thor God of Thunder got a 7 out of 10. Which isn't bad, like when it first starts out it looks like a rushed, low quality PSP game, but then later on it actually boosted itself up. Some of the final bosses and the final levels actually brought the score up. So I mean, it's not that bad. 7 out of 10 isn't horrible for your graphics. For your gameplay, it was fun, it worked, kind of. Now if it didn't have so many bugs and like poor hit detection, it would have got a better score. The level structure was terrible. I actually fell through the levels a couple times and died for no reason, had to restart. Those kind of things are agitating. The combos they had in mind would have all just been swell if hit detection was better. So it had to suffer a 6 out of 10. If your game doesn't work, then what's the point of playing it? It works when I want to work, so whatever. For your sound department, it could have been better. It's no Spider-Man Edge of Time with all the brilliant voice acting and how they really executed the feel of Spider-Man and how his wisecracking self. Thor is just very dry. I am Thor, God of Thunder. I'm here to stop you. It's not like alive. It's just kind of dull, but it's there. The DS version didn't have any voice acting that I know of, so I mean it's there. Good narrative. Even in the in-game cutscenes, they talk, their mouth moves with the words, so you got to give it some credit. I really appreciate that. So it's going to get an 8 out of 10 for sound. Now for replay value got a 7 out of 10. I originally gave it a 6, but when I went back, I thought it may have been a little harsh. For a comic book slash superhero game, you do get your concept art. You get to look at some art. You got different outfits to go back into. There's plenty of upgrades and stuff that you can do, and go back and find each little power up to make yourself more powerful. But it's so disappointing that it's like 4 hours, if even that. It's very disappointing. And it does save itself by giving you, like, I believe a half-hour cartoon. I didn't watch all of it, but it gives you like a full episode of a cartoon of the Avengers. So it's not that bad. So I think a 7 out of 10 is very fair. So I mean, overall, Thor held up. It's not that bad, and plus it's only $30, so that saves the replay value score some too. So you're not wasting your money. It's not like you paid $60 for this. Then I'd just completely batch it for $60. But let's take it to the score man. All right, score man. Now, since I rallied up the score man, why don't you let them know what Thor got? That's right, a 28 out of 40. Which in my category gets you a C-. It's not that bad. So, Thor God of Thunder needs to get hammered in a sense, but it could have been better if they had more time. So speaking of more time, Captain America Super Soldier is pretty much out on store shelves. I'm not sure. I keep saying I believe today, but I'm not sure. But I'm gonna pick it up this weekend. And if somebody beats me to the footage, then they beat me to it. But I'm going to review it, and I'm going to do the comparison video. Sega coughing out 2 late games. Which one's better for your $30? So like I said, Captain America has more time, so there's a good chance that it's going to be way better than Thor. So I want to get my hands on it, review it, and let you guys know. If you didn't already buy either one of them, now you're going to have, I'm going to help you out with your solution, which one you should buy. In case you got like a long road trip coming up, you got $30 to spend, which one would be that better choice for your 3DS. So, I mean, subscribers, I appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the positive feedback. I really appreciate it a lot. I'm Knight2727, and this is my review for Thor God of Thunder. Stay tuned for Captain America Super Soldier review coming soon to my channel. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching.